This is just some more footage of the SU37 flying around this morning. The camera actually filled up and it doesn't auto-delete, so I flew for a lot longer than this video shows. It's flying really well now, and I'm very happy with the way it performs. It's still a very unique aircraft to fly. It's much tamed now that I've got the elevator rates down to 30%. If I was building it again though, I would do a few different things. I would try and make it a bit lighter at the back end. It makes it very tricky to land because you kind of bring it in and back off the throttle and it just kind of floats and then just drops because of all the weight at the rear of the plane. You don't want to have too much weight in the nose to counteract that because it makes it very porpoisey in the air. Something about the relationship with the motors on the very rear of the aircraft and the weight at the front is not good. So yeah, I'm kind of flying it as Greg recommended, with the battery at the rear of the housing and in the front, and yeah, it's pretty good on the straight. Flies like it's on rails with the KF4 airfoils, and with the increased aileron rates, it's rolling pretty well now too. But it does this sort of thing if you run out of airspeed. It just kind of flips and flops around and doesn't really have the power to pull straight out of that. Well, you don't really want to give it full power because you're not quite sure if you're going to drive it into the ground. It's just when it gets into that kind of uncontrollable state. Fortunately there, it kind of landed on its back and did no injury at all. The bamboo skewers that hold up my vertical stabilizers at the rear meant that there was no issue there, and it's quite strong falling on the nose like that. So I was able to just keep flying straight away without even changing the battery there, as I only flown for a couple of minutes. Hand launching is still a bit tricky, but yeah, just about half throttle and not too steep a climb out. It tends to climb anyway. Yeah, like here I kind of lost airspeed and gunned it, and it was high enough that I was able to recover. But yeah, I'm feeling a lot more confident about launch. Still not too confident about landing, although I had a couple of half-decent landings today, not shown in this video because it's going to run out quite soon. But what would happen is it would just come in smooth. I'd back off the throttle and it would just loft up and then drop. So my technique at the moment is to do that as close to the ground as possible, and then as it's kind of dropping down, just gun the throttle again to give it a little bit more of a gentle plop landing. But yeah, I'll figure that out. I'm really enjoying the challenge of this craft. It's been a very ambitious project for me, given my previous experience, but I'm really glad to get the thing flying, and I've learnt an enormous amount about flight dynamics in the process. I would like to have rudders on this though. I'm sure it would benefit in terms of controllability, particularly in this situation where you're running out of airspeed. Or maybe it wouldn't work there so much, I don't know, but yeah, I found with some of the other planes that with slow flying that having rudders there as a backup can really get you out of a tight spot, as it were. That's when it looks great, just flying past like that at high revs. It's quite an impressive sight. Anyway, I'll just let you enjoy the rest of the flight.
I'll try and do a landing. Oh man, it needs to... It really doesn't... You got to get that battery back, mate. It's going to be tricky landing.